lately? I mean, especially locally. I mean, you guys have articles, people creaming over you guys. It's just, and it's
Wow.
well deserved.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a lot better in the past year and a half. Sorry, it's been a lot better in the past year and a half with this new lineup, just because we feel more honest about the music we're playing, and it's a lot easier, and we all get along very well. And I love being in my band, and I love all the guys in my band, and I don't know, that has a lot to do with it. It says a lot.
And also having Mark and Aaron from Hydroid behind us, 100%. It's been a nice thing. Very inspiring.
Oh, whose phone is that? Come on.
The Hydra head.
They're busy guys, as you can see.
Go ahead, go sell some records, okay? Now, you guys have been doing the cave-in thing for a long time, probably since, 1995?
4 years, yeah.
Summer of 95.
We were still in high school.
Still in high school. You were, what, sophomores in high school?
Yeah, we were 15 when we started.
That's crazy.
Tim over here has actually drove us to our first recording session.
Oh,
We
so
didn't have
you're
a
the
license.
famous Tim
We
who
weren't
got
old
them there.
enough to drive.
Yeah.
You got them there 2 hours
Do it
late
for
or
us.
something? Yeah. And where in the world did you guys learn to play so well, so fast, so young?
I started playing guitar when I was in 7th grade.
And didn't stop, obviously.
My routine was I'd go to school, I'd come home, play guitar in my basement, and then my parents would call me up for dinner, and I'd eat dinner, and I'd go back downstairs and play till I had to go to bed.
Wow.
That was my routine for about a year in 8th grade.
And then that was it. Then you just started being in bands. What was Quinine? Was that the first one or something?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And Adam, how did you learn to play so well, so
I
fast?
learned by playing with Steve, because I was horrible when I first got in the band. They were going to kick me out.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrible. But from playing with Steve, it was just, feeling the rock, man,
I mean,
But from playing with the same people for so long, and it just comes.
yeah. Now, the thing that I like about Cave In the most, I think, is the way the two guitar players work together, because it's, you often, I like the fact that you can't really tell who's playing what at what time. When you're listening to the record, it's just, but you both work together so well. Do you ever step on each other's toes, guitar-wise?
No, we had practice today, actually, and we were sitting in the practice room. We all work together. It's kind of like we chew a song apart and just pay attention to every detail. We never get mad. It's just, almost like solving a problem or something. I feel like I'm at school sometimes 'cause you're trying to get something, just constantly trying to solve something or, resolve something or...
Well, that's what practice should be.
Yes.
It's not just
But we
sitting around
never
drinking.
get, it's never like personal. We never get personally mad at each other or anything like that.
Also, too, I mean, we've all been friends for a long time. We were all really good friends and still are before the band, and I think even after the band, I think, if the band were ever to end, it would never end on bad terms, and we're all just really comfortable with each other, and we know each other really well, and that just makes the whole songwriting process a lot easier.
Now, you guys had a really harrowing experience just a couple months ago. You were touring with ISIS, and they were driving behind you, I guess, and they saw some smoke coming from a rest stop, and it turned out to be your van, which was burning up. Do you guys want to talk about that, or? I mean, it was probably kind of a traumatic thing to happen.
Yeah,
for
it
you.
was. It was something like that you'd see on an episode of like Rescue 911 or something. We were all just really shocked. We couldn't believe it was happening. Our van was literally like a ball of fire, and I mean we had some fireworks with us, and they were shooting off. It was a pretty festive thing, and there was all people around. And
How did the fire start?
We don't know.
you know, really,
We pulled over to a rest stop. We went in to go to the bathroom, and someone came in like, "Oh, your van's on fire." I mean, our van had been overheating, so we didn't think anything of it. Like, "Oh, the van's overheating." And then our roadie Luke went out to check it out, and he came in. He's like, "Your van's on fire," and we went
Oh my God.
to get a fire extinguisher, tried to put it out, came back up, and then it just got engulfed in flames. And
and the same thing happened to my car yesterday too.
I'm not driving anywhere with you. All right.
I know, I was just about to cut up my license. I about had it.
but we just watched like all our stuff just incinerate, and nothing we can do about it.
You
But-
had something like $4,000 worth of T-shirts, $3,000 in cash,
Yeah.
all your gear, all your personal belongings, because of course you took it all on tour, and it's
Yeah.
all pretty much irreplaceable and not insured.
Nope.
for the most part, yep.
And-
We've gained all our stuff back, and we're able to play out again. But we're a little in debt, and we have some, but it's for the better, I think. I mean, we have some more reliable equipment, and we've learned a little bit from the experience. So
Yeah.
hopefully it'll just be uphill from here.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, it can't really get much worse than that. I'm glad you guys weren't actually in the van when it
We all were.
blew up. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it could have been.
It's like that's one thing we talk about. Like we're all alive, you know.
Yeah, it's much easier to replace an amp than like an Adam or a JR or a Steve
Caleb
or a Caleb.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys coming up tonight, and I wanted to talk about both Cave-In and Steven. You have a new solo record out. We're gonna hear some of your stuff. You're gonna do it live in the studio because you brought your acoustic guitar, and we'll also play a track from your new solo record. But before we do any of that, I want people to know where you've come from in case they don't have this Cave-In stuff in their own collection, which they should. Your most recent EP, it's called Creative Eclipse, and it's awesome. It's out on Hydra Head. The record before that I also highly recommend. This one's great. Oops. Until Your Heart Stops. And there's some songs on here that are they're amazing. They really are. And we've been playing them a lot here on Boston Emissions. So anyone who's been listening to the show has already heard Cave-In because me and Shred love them very much. But this track, do you want to say anything about it before we play it? Luminance. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, it's one of our favorite songs to play, and I hope you like it.
Okay. All right. Cave-In, Boston Emissions, BCN. 104 BCN Boston, music from Cave-In. Sounds awesome. It's from the new EP. It's called Creative Eclipse. It's out now on Hydra Head. I highly recommend that you pick it up. So thanks to Adam from Cave-In. They're freaking out about this thing on Fox 25 or something. Some news.
Computer rage.
Computer rage. Some guy's like completely tearing up his cubicle. It is kind of funny. Jesus saves. Okay, back to the show at hand. Stephen, you have a new solo CD. I keep wanting to call it an EP, but it's really not. Here it is.
Be an EP.
Stephen Brodsky's Expose Your Overdubs. And it's great. I really like it. I played it last time I did this show.
Thanks.
Now, is anything that you're about to play for us?
Or I could play something from the CD or from the Cave-In EP.
Well, you play whatever you want.
All right, I'll start with the Cave-In EP since we just played some Cave-In.
Okay.
This is called Burning Down the Billboards.
Okay.
We are here, we were there, we are nearing people everywhere we go. People catching in their hands the ashes of the Marlboro Man. Burn 'em down, with our canteens pouring gasoline. It's never what they're saying, but why oh why they say it. Burning down the billboards to the ground, and not a sound will touch the ears. For the sights to be gained will everlast us through the years. 5 o'clock rush hour traffic, gazing upward at our magic. Calvin climbing down in flames, authorities aren't asking for the names. Miller Lite was burning bright, illuminating our fearless night, and victory was once again ours until the very end. Burn 'em down, with our canteens pouring gasoline. It's never what they're saying, but why oh why they say it. Burning down the billboards to the ground, and not a sound will touch the ears. For the sights to be gained will ears. Burning down the billboards to the ground, and not a sound will touch the ears. For the sights to be gained will everlast us through the years.
Do you listen to a lot of Syd Barrett or something?
No, I like Pink Floyd, but all David Gilmour era stuff.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a handsome devil, wasn't he?
Sid or all of them were.
No, David Gilmour was my fave. Okay, let's hear another one. What was the name of that?
That was Burning Down the Billboards.
Okay.
And this was from my solo CD, and it's called Good to Know. It still feels good to know that I still worry about what I'm missing. Like a string around my finger, I will always remember. Could have had you anytime I want. But then the worries I let overwhelm. The weight of younger hearts pound passion. And fashion only lost eyes in the aged minds. The fools are known to proceed with deep caution. It still feels good to know that I still worry about what I'm missing. Like a string around my finger, I will always remember. Could have had you anytime I want. In desperation's actions, choking hard on words. We rob the crib, we pay the price of privacy. And fill the fantasy I cloud up the present with. Where I dream of mundane day, this and that. And I want it, but I just won't show. Though it still feels good to know that I still worry about what I'm missing. Like a string around my finger, I will always remember. Could have had you anytime I want. But you can't take the chances that will lead you into dances where you're stepping on another's toe. Though it still feels good to know that I still worry about what I'm missing. Thanks.
Steve Brodsky from Cave In live here on WBCN Boston Missions. You want to play one more?
Yeah, sure.
Are you sure?
This is actually going to be a song on the Kid Kilowatt record that's coming out on Hydra Head sometime in the winter, January.
Tell me a little bit about Kid Kilowatt.
Kid Kilowatt was in with Haven, Kurt of Converge, and Matt of Yulcid, and sometime between like 1996 and 97. And we were never really a full-time band, and we didn't play out very much. We just recorded what's going to be like a record just for documentation purposes, and that'll be out on Hydra Head. I don't know, we used to wear colorful suits when we play live. We had fun. We weren't very tight live just because we weren't a full-time band, but I had a lot of fun and I enjoy all the songs, so, and I'm going to play one.
Okay.
This one doesn't have a title, but I don't know. I like it anyways. If by swimming the uncharted remains of a seemingly rhetoric sea of redundancies, we're in nothing, no one is rushing us into a place where our moral finds its way in front of our eyes, blinding like the knotted ties. Listening with one unplugged ear to avoid the information passing me by, you're passing me by. And I'd advise keeping your sanity in a tightly sealed jar so the refrigerator never runs too far into a place where our moral finds its way in front of our eyes, blinding like the knotted ties.
Your songs are very short, to the point. I like that. You don't
Yeah.
ramble on forever. You know, that's great. I admire the fact that you will actually pick up an acoustic guitar and do this kind of stuff, especially after being in Cave In, because a lot of your fans would never expect you to do something like this, right?
We do this
Yeah, I
stuff
don't
all
think
the time.
it's interesting too because, you know, people that really enjoy listening to like the older Cave In stuff hear the new EP and they also hear the solo record and they take it with disbelief, like we're just doing this just to try to irritate people. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, we don't really care about other people's opinion that much to just irritate people, you know. I mean, we really mean what we do, you know. I don't know.
Well,
There's nothing else around it.
it shows that you appreciate, you know, all kinds of music, and I think that's what makes any band great. You know, if you're only going to do one kind of music and that's it, and not even listen to anything else or try to do anything else yourself, then forget it, you know.
Yeah, especially in a scene of music that, you know, seems like almost like a one-way street a lot of times, with like bands just constantly putting out the same record that's, you know, sounds like the last record they did and the last record before that. So I don't know. I mean, if we're any little contribution to any music scene, I like to just think that we try to break things up a little bit. And I don't know. We've been pretty successful at, you know, at least turning heads in the way that, you know, we surprise people with what we do. That's about all we got going for us.
No, well, you're very modest. I think you've got a lot more going for you than that. But you do keep everyone guessing, and you probably keep yourselves guessing, too. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't really know what you're going to come up with next. So what can we expect for the future of Cave In? What's up?
Well, right now we're just in the basement. We're writing a new record. We'll hope to have it out sometime, probably by the spring, and we might not tour in the winter just so we can record, and we might go to Europe sometime in the late spring. Maybe do another U.S. tour in the summer. We're not really sure. We haven't planned that far ahead. But we would like to go to Europe, you know, if the world's still around after the new year.
Yeah, Nostradamus and all that. Now, what about the Steve Brodsky experience? What's going to happen with that?
Well, I mean, I have tons of songs laying around that I'm always looking to release in some way or another. I've also talked to a good friend of mine, Kurt, who plays in Converge, and Kid Kilowatt as well. And I might actually go into his studio sometime in the fall to record some of my own songs. And other than that,
Talk about those comps, like Bad Brains thing.
oh, that's right. Yeah. As far as another note about Caven, we're going to be on a Bad Brains tribute comp that's being put out by Century Media.
Excellent. What song are you going to do?
We did "I Love I Ja" from the first Bad Brains record.
Cool.
I think it has people like Moby on it and Sepultura,
Wow.
etc. I'm not really sure.
311, the Deftones, Entombed.
You guys
It's a
are
pretty
gonna
big deal.
you're gonna be huge. You already are huge, but you're gonna be huger. You guys have a show coming up too. I wrote down the details somewhere. Oh yeah, Saturday, all ages at TT's, which is weird but great. 2 p.m. Saturday. Also joining Caven is At the Drive-In, Blue Tip, and Yulsid. So sounds like a great show.
Yeah.
You'll probably
Our
go.
first all-ages show in Boston.
Really?
Yeah, well, at a club.
Oh yeah, at a club.
Yeah, we used to play. Well, we played the Co-op, the Harvest Co-op in Allston, a long time ago for a Valentine's Day show. But that's the only all-ages show that we ever played in the city.
Wow.
Yeah, which is sad. I mean, you know.
Well, it's a
I think we're playing
here
another
today,
all-
gone tomorrow kind of
I
thing.
think we're playing another all ages at the end of August. I don't know if that is all ages. The Palladium with Neurosis.
Oh right, yeah. You guys are
Yeah,
touring
that's
with
right.
Neurosis, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's all ages, but yeah, that'll be the next time we play around here.
Yeah, Palladium is all ages, so
Is it?
yeah, totally. Well, we'll be announcing your upcoming shows, as they come up.
Cool.
There was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, I was wondering how you hooked up with the Magic Bullet record company out of Virginia. Since this, I mean, obviously, Hydra Head wouldn't put out your solo record, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really fit with the
Actually,
the catalog.
there's. I'm probably gonna do one in the future on Hydra Head Noise Industries, which is like a new division of Hydra Head, and I'll probably put something out on that in the
for all the
future.
singer-songwriters on the Hydra Head roster.
Yeah, for all the misfit Hydra Head artists. It's
All
not
right.
like that's what it's full of anyways. Already, but, I met Brent. Actually, this is an interesting story because I had an assignment to do at school. I had to interview someone who had a job that I found very interesting, and I had to ask them about their job and that sort of thing. So I ended up just calling Furnace Manufacturing, which does a lot of work for underground and independent record labels, CD manufacturing and all that. So this guy Brent that works there, I called him just to talk to him about his job, and also I was intending on putting out my solo CD by myself, and we just started talking, and I mentioned that I was gonna do a CD on my own, and he sounded very interested, and he asked me to send him some of the stuff, and I did, and he liked it a lot, and he offered to release it himself. And
Wow.
it's cool. It's really, it made me even happier just to know that someone else appreciated it enough to release it on their own, so that felt really good.
Besides Aaron at Hydra Head.
Right.
You do have other fans, yeah. Did this guy know that you were in Caven? I mean, that must have come
he knew
up.
of Caven as
Yeah.
well.
Okay. Well, I wanted to mention that there's a couple websites you should check out. The geocities.com is for Caven, and hydrahead.com is for Hydrahead, the label that's put out all the Caven stuff, or most of it anyway. Both very informative, and that's where you can find out about all the releases and all the discographies and all that kind of stuff. So check them out. And keep listening to Boston Emissions, because we'll play anything that they put out. We don't even have to listen to it first. We know it'll be good. So this is from your new CD, Stephen Brodsky's... I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep messing up your name. Stephen Brodsky's Expose Your Overdubs. It's hard to...
Worst mess ups.
It's hard to say. Now, what track would you like to play off this record?
I'm going to leave it up to Adam. Adam, what track
All right,
would
Adam.
you like to
I
hear
think,
off the solo
Track
experience?
number 4, Lonely Josephine.
Okay.
One of my personal favorites.
Okay. I imagine you have good taste.
Oh, it's very good, very good.
All right, Adam from Caven, Stephen from Caven, and Stephen from your own self, Stephen Brodsky. Thank you very much for coming up
Thank you.
and playing. See you Saturday at TT's All Ages Show, starting at 2 o'clock. And good luck to you. Good luck on the Neurosis Tour, and come visit us again, okay?
We will do.
All right. This is Stephen Brodsky here on Boston Emissions WBCN.
Come on over here with me and believe in ourselves once again. Let's meet under the trees after school has passed away. Stores have closed, neighbors have either moved away or died. Trunked a tree at age old 73. Lonesome Josephine. Come on over here with me, Lonesome Josephine. Let's meet under the trees and believe in ourselves, Lonesome Josephine. Lonesome Josephine. Lonesome Josephine. Lonesome
Josephine. 104 BCM Boston, that is music from Stephen Brodsky's Expose Your Overdubs, track 4, which is called Lonesome Josephine, correct? Yes.
Correct.
All right. So thanks to Caven and Steve for coming up and talking and playing and all that. And again, if you need that website information, feel free to call me here at BCN and I'll give it to you.
Howard turns up the heat. Up the heat.